Hello, folks. This is Terrence from Mindslide Gameworks, and I'm doing this little project. Just to give an example of how to do something in the 3D world, 3D video games. Um, I'm just going to build a basic static model. Static model could be anything that's just kind of an object that's in the game that's not really the player character. It could be a chair or a table, television, um, water glass, whatever. So I'm going to do something very simple. I'm going to do, light bulb. I was playing around, earlier. I remember doing one a while ago, and it was rather simple to put together. So as you can see, I'm in the environment. I have my 3D view, my top down, and my other two views here. But because this model is going to be very simple and just the bulb itself, since I'd previously done the other pieces of the model, um, I'm just gonna do, the the actual, glass itself, that comprises of the bulb. All right, so as you can see up top here, we have our, all of our little widgets that we can use, to do different things. These are actual shapes that we can use, and then we can further manipulate the shapes. This is the move, the rotate. So once we actually put a model in there, we can move it, in any direction we'd like, even up and down. We can rotate it 360 degrees if we desire, and we can manipulate the scale of it. So this this particular model, I'm not going to worry about, being to scale, because again, this is just for this project, so no worries. But you have great things like if you're building multiple models, you can either merge them or you can build them, in one environment, and then group them all together and make them one model. Or you could further, take a model that you have that you've done that to, and further, break them up if you wanted to, manipulate or do something with that model as well. All right, so we're going to do this really simple. We can start it with a basic shape, and that would be the sphere. Bam, now we have our sphere. Let's zoom in on it just so we can get a good look at it. Okay, and just to be practical, I'm going to move it in the dead center here. I kind of like it centered to make it easier for myself. Once I put it in a game, I know that once it pops up, it's going to be dead center. All right. Now what we're going to do is we are going to. You're saying to yourself, well, that's a sphere, but it does not look like a bulb. Oh no, it does not. So what we're going to do is, let me do a little trick that I did when I did the first one, a while ago. I took the bottom edge of it, and let's take this piece here. I took the bottom edge, and I put it in vertices mode, or vertex mode. Click. Now, you see these? You can manipulate each of these. So I took the bottom one there, bam, and then I flattened it to the others, bam. And what that did for me, it gave a straight bottom here. So what I'm going to do next is I'm going to put it back in triangle mode, bam, and then I'm going to select that entire bottom. So what it'll look like is, if you look here, the entire bottom, see that? It's selected. If you look at the actual model itself in 3D mode, you can see it selected here. So, again, it's a little blocky, so it doesn't really look like a 3D model as of yet. But we're going to get to that, I promise you. Alright, so what we're going to do at this bottom edge is we are going to, let's move that back up just so I can get a look-see. We're going to take that and we're going to extrude. And what that does, you have extrude, we have subdivide, we'll use that later on, and we have flip normals. We have some other great things, mirror, you can't see this one, build face, weld, use that in vertex mode, but we won't be using that. Alright, so I'm going to take this and I'm going to extrude. And what that does is, they're asking for a distance. So I'm going to take that, when they ask for the distance, they mean how far out do you want it to actually extrude. So I do my basic, I do a 3. A 3 simple because, it's not that big. And you don't really have to think about how far you want it to go because you can further manipulate it. So I just put out 3 because that's a simple number. Bam. Okay? So I'm going to take it now and I can manipulate it and bring it down. Look at that. Okay? So let's do about that. It's that big. Okay. Now you're looking at it and you're saying, oh my goodness, it does not look like a bulb yet because it's so blocky. Oh yes. Okay, so what I'm going to do is, you could do one or two things because we're almost really done. You can do one or two things. You can either, kind of leave it like this. In a video game world, we use like tricks like shaders. And what shaders do for you, they make all your video game objects look real pretty, like, you know what I mean. So in this case, we're not going to do that. We're going to do something we're going to really make it look like a bulb. So even though this looks like a bulb, sort of, from a distance, yeah? Right, looks like a bulb, sort of. Well, it's not quite like a bulb. I can take the vertex there, and I can manipulate this, and just say, alright, well, I'm going to scale it just slightly out. We don't want to do it up and down. We're going to do it out, to kind of give it more of a, shape like a bulb. It's alright. I guess I'll do that. I'll do it with both sides, left and front, or front and right, or whatever. Bam. So we'll do that. Make it kind of look like a bulb. And we're not done there. We're gonna put it back in triangle mode. And I don't like the blocks because when you're doing things in the video game world and you don't add shaders to it. And I'm not gonna do fancy and do that either because we don't have the time. I'm already 7 minutes in. We're going to take this object, I'm going to fully select it, and then we're going to, I'm going to subdivide, and what this is going to do is going to add triangles. Bam! Now we have our shape. Now that's a lot smoother. I mean, it's not as smooth as it could be, so we're going to further take these vertices, and we're going to shrink them. Give it more smooth. Okay. I mean, that's good enough for me. I'm not too fancy with that. Alright, so that's good enough for now. We'll put it back in triangle mode, and look, it's more of a a round shape, so it looks more like a bulb. Now, what do you do with that model? Absolutely nothing, because it's not done yet. So I'm going to take that. I'm going to name it first. Let's save a name. We'll just call this bulb. See, I already saved some files here. We'll save it as bulb, and then save. Okay, bong, you're done. Alright, we're going to do a little more to it. We're going to actually give it some color, because right now it's just flat. We're going to create two-sided mapping, front, okay. Then we're going to go to our skin editor, and that's a decent, we could tell it's a bulb. So now we're going to give it some color. Set skin, what are bulbs colored? White. So we're going to make it a white texture. I already have some files in here. I put the bulb color in here. Bam. And I did it to be funny because that's how you spell color in English. Ha ha ha. Anyway. Open. And then I selected that one. Skin 0. I set the skin. And now my bulb is white. Yay. Okay. We're not done there. We're going to now save this. Yes. Yes. Okay. And I'm going to put it somewhere inside of a game project I was playing around with, just so you can see what the bulb looks like. Okay, here we have, I did the inside of the bulb, the filament and all that, and did another model. So we're going to put our bulb in that model there. Okay, we're going to see what we see. Alright, bam. We're going to add model, and it says under bulb. Bam. Open. Okay. Now it's in there. Oh my god. Now we're just going to size it, put it where it belongs. We're going to make it go down. Bam. That looks like it's right, but it's not. Actually, it looks perfect, but it's really not, because it's kind of overlapping that thing. So we're going to take down the size a touch. Properties. We're going to scale it down just a little bit. Bam. Now we're going to look at it again. Oh, that's right, perfect. Now what we're going to do with the bulb is we are going to make it transparent. See, look at our object properties. We're going to make it transparent. And no, we're going to keep it, it's regular. We're going to make it passable though. Just so you can kind of see what it's going to look like. We're going to build the level. Done. And then we're going to start. Now we might have a problem with, I put like a light in here, so we might have a problem with it because of the model. And we're trying to turn on the light. Oh, we turned on the light. Okay. How did I turn on the light? Oh, I'm going to do it again. I hit the light and I didn't mean to hit it so hard. So I set it for impact, just so we could turn it on. Alright. Okay, you see what happened there? That's not what we wanted. We wanted the light to be shown. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to make the light transparent, and we're going to, well, we'll stop here. We'll do that, and see what happens there. We're going to build again, and then we're going to look at it. Time trying to rush this. Oh, there's our light again. Okay, it's on. Look at that. Look at what we've done. Isn't that lovely? You know, I could do some, cool effects with it and, make it, use a shader to make it more glossy, make it brighter. I just use like the basic white. So it's no big deal. It just happens to be very dark. I didn't play around with, any of the colors or anything to kind of simulate like it's an actual bulb. But you see what I did. I made a light bulb. We have a light. We have a light switch over there that turns it on. I did this really quickly. I did this in like 25, 30 minutes. And you saw how quickly I made the bulb. So, that's it. That's how you make, basic stack model of a light bulb. Alright? Alright. Cheers.